On today's episode of No, We're Actually Scared, we're going to talk about the multitude of ways your government has to hurt and kill you.
We got syndromes and direct energy weapons today.
Oh, like that thing in Hawaii. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Let's talk some nonsense.
All right. You ready for this episode?
Right back into it.
This is going to be about Havana syndrome.
That's a weird one.
Do you know what it is?
I've listened to the Tim Dillon episode on Havana syndrome.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure that was pretty good.
It was great.
That had to be an older one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It started resurfacing. I know it's a little bit older.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a little... It was probably real big around like 2022 or 2021.
Yeah, like it came back
there.
up.
Yeah.
Well,
Havana syndrome is kind of like a concussion. It could be that's one of the symptoms.
Okay.
But it could be a multitude of things. It could be like ear ringing, tinnitus. It could be fatigue. It could be feeling nauseous. You could have a multitude of it.
Sounds like my motion sickness when I'm driving a
Could be
passenger in a car.
I'm sure it's real similar to that, but it's debilitating.
Right.
Well, do you know what causes it?
Wasn't it like sound or something?
Frequency waves or energy waves will be the major focus of it. So 3 countries in the world actually focused on direct energy weapons. And the only 3 are the U.S.,
Okay.
Russia,
Yeah.
and China.
So all the superpowers.
All the superpowers focus on it. So I'm taking it's pretty important.
Yeah. If the 3 biggest are.
So they have microwave guns is the tail of it.
That's the rude hypothesis.
That is
all 3
what
of these countries have microwave guns.
Microwave guns. It sounds insane.
Yeah.
It absolutely sounds like, oh, look at these whack jobs talking about microwave guns.
And I know earlier today we were watching the Raytheon video of a microwave trailer shooting down drones from the sky.
Yes.
So Raytheon, who used to make microwaves.
Did they?
Yes, that was their original.
No, they went into the microwave business, so they started
the microwave game, and then they wanted to figure out how to kill people with them.
with microwaves.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I did not know they made microwaves.
It's like American ingenuity. We're going to figure out how to do something that's going to benefit people, and then we're going to figure out how to make that thing kill people.
Kill people. Yeah. Or debilitate them.
Yeah.
But that's basically, if you're standing in front of a microwave gun, you're going to get the waves and radiation from them.
Yep.
And you're going to experience concussion-like symptoms.
Right.
So there's a story in 2016 in Havana, Cuba,
Okay.
at the embassy for the United States, that cases of this started popping up.
In Havana, Cuba.
So they were like, embassy, diplomats, CIA,
Yeah.
NSA workers.
Now, this is going to sound like a stupid question, but I thought the U.S. wasn't involved in Cuba. Didn't they have this whole thing where...
Barack Obama opened it back up.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, Barack Obama opened it back up in 2012 or 13 or whatever.
That's right. Yep.
Yep, they wanted to regain relations with Cuba again and open up trade.
Yeah, get some socialism back in our country.
And I think Trump ended up shutting that down
Yeah.
again or closing it off somewhat. But I know they were still there in 2016. Trump was in office in 2016.
That's true.
So they started it started out with about 20 of them, and they started complaining of having headaches and migraines and ringing in the ears. And initially, everybody was just writing it off as, it's nothing. It's probably something they drank or ate or dizzy or
they're partying it up.
they're partying it
Havana
up.
Nights.
Well, more and more people started being affected by it. It ended up being like up to 140 people from this embassy alone
What?
started reporting symptoms.
Yeah, that's a large group of people.
That's a big group of people. Now, the real crazy thing is it started in Havana, and then all of a sudden cases in Moscow were happening. There were cases in China, in London, and even at the White House.
At the White House? Inside it?
At the White House. There were multiple aides at the White House that started experiencing Havana-like symptoms.
Oh, my God.
Dizziness, the inability to think clearly, like brain fog. Their bodies would feel like mush. They would just be incapacitated to work.
It's insane.
It's one of the craziest, like, mega weapons.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, you're here spying on us or running a country, and we're gonna not kill you. We're not gonna. It's without the messiness of starting a war,
right?
Without starting a conflict, without being known who exactly did it. We're just gonna fire a weapon towards you. If you're hit by this wave, you're going to experience these symptoms, and it's going to incapacitate you.
Yeah, I heard it could cause like total TBIs, like traumatic brain injuries.
Yep, traumatic brain injuries is definitely a common thing from it.
It's insane.
You go to doctors
from
and
some microwave waves.
Doctors they don't have any explanation for it of how you got this or where you were exposed to. It's at an embassy.
Yeah, I mean, like you're just working.
Yeah, you're in an office, you're working.
Yeah, go back to your hotel room.
Wasn't
there a thing too, like they would leave like those areas, those small areas, and as soon as they got away from it, like they would stop hearing the noise. So like it's kind of like it was directed at them.
Yeah. Yep.
So like they would like leave a room and then all of a sudden they would stop hearing that ringing.
Well, that's one thing. If you're hearing all these ringing things, like if I leave your house and I hear ringing here and I go to the mall and I hear ringing there, I might have a
you might have tinnitus.
Yes, yeah, or a mental illness where I'm thinking I'm being directed.
Right. Yeah,
there's something wrong.
Right,
but if you
go to the bathroom and now all of a sudden the ringing's gone.
Exactly, and it was not only affecting the workers, it was affecting like their families.
Oh,
so
man.
like if you're a diplomat that lives in Moscow, and I come home and there was a story about a man that every time he went into his kid's room, they would be affected in his kid's room.
Oh my God.
So whatever ray was hitting them was affecting them. That's scary.
Isn't this all just like so depressing to think that your government can do whatever they want to you? Like there's just no hope.
Is it your government?
There's no fighting back.
Is it your government though?
I'm just saying that the capability exists and we can't possess it. Like the normal person can't possess it.
No.
But these high power,
they
big
have
three.
Yeah, they have
big three.
They have the ability.
All have the ability to do something to you with little to no contact.
Yeah, it's like I said, it sounds wacky that we're talking about microwave guns.
Yeah,
that it's gonna mess with your brain. It sounds absolutely great, like something out of a sci-fi movie. Like,
right? Yeah.
Like, oh, he's gonna microwave his brain. No,
I think of the Last House on the Left remake where they rigged the microwave to blow up the guy's head.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, there's how many videos on YouTube that we were searching, and
yeah,
guys were playing with microwave lasers, like they were using. Like, oh, if you take this filter and put it next to this,
it is kind of crazy that we had this box that you can just put a timer on, and all of a sudden it heats your food.
Yeah, and then I got
it can't be that healthy for you.
No, it can't be good.
Yeah,
that it gets hot.
Yeah, like that's kind of.
It's a little weird. Well,
it's like in your house.
Well, don't they always tell you not to stand in front of the microwave when it's on, right?
Yeah, I think they say that's okay now, though. I think they changed that.
Do you trust it?
I don't know.
I mean,
but do you ever notice like the new islands and all the houses you watch on HGTV? They're fixing the microwaves like in the island, right at where your groin area would be, right to sterilize you.
Well, hey, that's not set up for any specific reason.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Like, hey, we're gonna limit the population, and we're gonna cook your brain while you're making your hot pocket.
While you're eating your plastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another way to poison you.
Oh man.
So we'll get back to this story, but everybody talks about the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And I was having this conversation with before we started recording.
Yeah.
Was I heard of Havana syndrome before 2016.
Really?
I've heard about it before.
I don't think I heard it till 2022.
Well, lo and behold, Russia. The U.S. actually had an embassy in Moscow in 1953, and the Russians rented out an apartment and aimed a microwave weapon at the embassy from 1953 to 1976 to disrupt the staff and interfere with communications at the embassy.
In the 50s?
From 53 to 1976.
So they had like James Bond shit going on in the 50s.
In the 50s.
That just makes you wonder, man.
Now, this was from an article I dug up in the New York Times on February 11th, 1976. They were reporting on it. talking about radiation sickness at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow.
What?
So,
That's what makes me think about the alien stuff. Like, the government had so much technology that we don't know about. Who's to say those just aren't government crafts that they would just send up there and have the Air Force see?
well, if you ever dug into like DARPA is a program ran by the U.S. Navy.
Right.
They're supposed to be 2 or 3 generations of technology ahead of us.
Right.
So would it surprise you?
That they had the technology.
They had the technology.
And then they're acting like, oh, I found this crazy technology. But they've had it all along.
They've had it all
That's my theory on the alien thing. I'm so anti-alien.
I know, you keep saying that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm all about the demons, but the aliens is where I draw the line.
but then again, if you're shooting up, and we'll get into this later when we actually dig into direct energy weapons.
Yeah.
But if you're shooting lasers into space, are you not affecting it? Isn't light infinite?
Yeah.
Light goes on forever.
Right.
So if you're shooting lasers that go miles and miles and travel at the 10 times the speed of sound,
You got to hit something.
is it going? Are you interfering with anything else behind it?
Right.
Like if you talk about the alien thing, are you hitting anything behind it and awaking or disturbing anything behind it? Just to
Go the other way?
go the other way on
We're going to do an alien episode because I got to hear somebody actually prove me on this.
So there's another story I got here. In 1996, 2 NSA agents were in a hostile country. So 1996, you think the Soviet Union fell, but they could be in one of the old Czech Republic or wherever.
Right.
It was known as a hostile country. They didn't release the name. They started experiencing Havana syndrome when they were in their hotel room.
In the 90s.
In the 90s. Now, this guy, he said that he had a blinding headache where he would... I'll say this real quick. The only reason... I'll get back to the 1996 one.
Yeah.
But the 1953 one, I forgot about this. The only reason they went public with it is because one of the employees at the embassy started bleeding out of his eyes.
Get the fuck out
From the microwave gun. I don't know how I forgot that. But yeah, so that's why the New York Times and the government had to be, hey, like, we're having a little bit of a problem at our embassy. Don't sue us.
I just think about the opening scene from Scanners. Do you remember seeing Scanners?
No.
With the telepaths, and they're sitting next to each other, and then the guy just starts going like this, and then his head blows up.
Blows up? Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Oh my God, what is it? Where the old fat lady, her head blows up. It's just like, and it's so like 80s. It's so bad 80s.
Yeah.
That's the movie I think of. I can't think of the name either. But anyway, so back to 1996. We had eyes bleeding out of an ambassador's eyes. That's never a good thing. So that's where the New York Times picked up on that.
No.
Then in 1996, we had the 2 NSA agents that were experiencing Havana-like syndrome.
Blinding headache.
Their body felt like mush. They had ringing in their ears. And then when they left, they were all right. But it was only in their hotel rooms that they were really experiencing bad.
Directed.
10 years later, they both ended up being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Both
of the NSA agents.
Ugh.
So I'm guessing
That's a coinky dink.
a little bit of a coinky dink. I'm guessing they probably tried getting financial coverage or some type of settlement from the government saying that this is based on whatever I experienced at that hotel room.
Right.
And I guess the NSA wrote them back and was like, there are records of microwavable weapons out there in use that we know of as of 2012.
Oh my gosh.
But we can't
pay
directly pinpoint where you got affected.
Yeah.
So that leads us to the 2016 one, where they were experiencing them all over the world, an aid from even at the White House.
Yep.
That an aid was getting affected. In that 5-year span from 2016 to 2021, there were over 1,000 cases of it worldwide. Mostly CIA agents and some ambassadors.
How crazy is that?
It's one of the craziest tactics of war. If it is another country doing it.
Yeah, and how many of these things are lying around?
Well, I mean, if they're all getting
they're
affected,
easy to make, I would imagine. What's it take to make a microwave?
but how do you aim it?
Yeah, really.
Like across the street. Like the one in Russia, they were 100 some yards away, and they were able to affect it in that apartment building across from the embassy.
That's fucking insane.
So it's
Also, if you work for the CIA, it's happening to all these CIA agents. Isn't that like the ultimate whistleblower failsafe? Like, hey, if this guy's about to like let people in on some of our secrets, that we could just give him a concussion and cook his brain.
We're gonna cook your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder like how many good people are in the CIA that are like, hey, that's kind of fucked up, and then they're like,
Well, did you see the video of the guy recently? He was a whistleblower.
No.
And he came out and was like, if you're an American, I would prepare for the worst right now.
Holy fuck.
Have 3 months of food. Have your arms ready. Prepare for the worst. Like, it was eerie, man. Like,
that doesn't sound good.
It was an eerie thing. Yeah, he was on, I forgot what he whistle blew. But he was on, like, in front of Congress.
Oh.
Like, they had Congress hearings.
Oh, so he was like not like a kook. He was like actually like being.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like it was nuts.
Well, that's terrifying, especially during an election in the next month.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. So from 5 years, 2016 to 2021, there were over 1,000 cases reported all over the world.
Yep.
The CIA comes out, like the director. They have a security meeting every year in like Aspen. And he was like, there's no foreign adversaries to blame, and it probably doesn't even exist. A lot of these cases are from stress and undiagnosed medical conditions. So that leads me like a little bit the door open on. I think the CIA was doing it to their own people.
Right. That's
like it seems like that.
All right, let's play devil's advocate and say that this is actually from the stress of like working in the CIA. But how great is it that they just go to Aspen and go skiing like on a vacation?
Yeah, right.
Bunch of CIA spooks and like sunglasses, like cascading down the mountains in Colorado. I just picture.
Yeah.
Full suits.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, they don't meet in Detroit every year.
Yeah, no. We're going to head out to Aspen.
Yeah, we're going to go to Park City, Utah, have a nice retreat in the mountains and talk about national security. Yeah, it's wild.
But even saying that's real, okay, let's say they're right. And now all of a sudden one CIA guy is like, yo, man, I got this headache. It's really bad. Hey, man, if you just say that like it's from whatever, microwave weapons or whatever, you get a nice payout from the government, take some time off. Hey, I mean, this is just devil's advocate. Let's say maybe it's just a catch-on. Hey, I saw Jimmy get fucking 6 months off and a nice payout.
Well, that's weird that you bring that up, sir. Because in 2022, Joe Biden ends up signing a bill into law stating that all of these people are going to receive six-figure compensations.
Well, if that's not a hush payment, I don't know.
Is it a hush payment, or is it paying for your, a settlement for, hey, we fucked up? Is it an admission of guilt?
Yeah.
So your CIA...
But, I mean, that's you get an admission of guilt by getting money. That's a hush payment.
It's a hush payment, right.
We're not going to talk about this anymore. Right. Here's some cash.
Right, but it's crazy, though, that the CIA director comes out and denies it completely.
Yeah, like it never happened.
It doesn't
And
exist.
then here's six-figure payouts.
And then here's six-figure payouts a year later. Well, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. And and that makes you think, too, that the CIA was responsible for it. Or another agency. Because they do work hand in hand sometimes, but a lot of the time,
they definitely don't get along.
They don't know what the NSA is.
That was a big thing with 9/11 is the FBI and the CIA didn't communicate.
Really?
In the official story.
The 9/11?
Yeah, I mean, 9/11.
The 21 blacked out pages of the 9/11 Commission?
Yeah.
Those?
But in the official story, like, the FBI and the CIA didn't get along. That's why one knew and the other one didn't, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's the official.
Well, it's a weird thing, too, is we looked up an order from the CIA in 2021, too. And they placed an order for wearable radio frequency weapon exposure detectors. So the same year they come out and deny that Havana syndrome exists, they order a shit ton of wearable radio frequency weapon exposure detectors.
That would detect Havana syndrome happening.
Well, yeah, if you're being affected by a microwave gun.
Yeah.
Just like a Geiger counter,
Yeah.
for radiation. Yeah, we're gonna put them on our agents.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
I mean,
just in case.
it had nothing to do with anything that's going on.
Yeah, nothing about workplace hazards or anything. But so a lot of people came out and they were trying to get coverage or trying to get this compensation settlements from. There was a 60 Minutes episode on this.
60 Minutes goes hard because I remember where I was just trying to look up stuff real quick for this. It is like interview after interview after interview on Havana syndrome.
Yeah.
And then they had a sociologist come on, and he was like, "This is all just mass psychic hysteria or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, brother.
Yeah,
okay."
where all these people are being affected
All
by
over the world,
the same symptoms. I mean, you either got a gas leak in all your buildings,
everywhere.
or you got microwave guns shooting
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah, maybe the American flag pins. Who knows?
Yeah, it's fucked up. But even at the White House, now there was a crazy one too this year. I don't know if you pay attention to the news at all, but at a Trump rally in Tucson, Arizona, there was, I think, 11 people were affected with similar symptoms of Havana syndrome.
That's insane.
They were struggling with headaches, migraines, a loss of hearing in some of their ears.
Oh my god!
Just in the right ear.
It's just terrifying things.
So that's something to put an alert on. They were at a Trump rally. People that attended, ended up experiencing Havana syndrome also. And not to get into that too deep, but I heard there was a third assassination too on Donald Trump also.
Yeah, did you see that?
I saw a little bit. It was in Coachella.
There were people coming out and defending that guy, saying he never would have done this. And this guy, well, here I don't know. I'm going deep, and I don't have research, so this is all bullshit.
I just read the headline.
Talk though. It's all bullshit.
I just read the headline, so I don't know.
It's all bullshit. But let me just go in. This guy was a conspiracy theorist, exposing a lot of things in the government. Geez. And the rumor is that this was their way of shutting him up by saying, "Oh, look, he used a fake passport to get into the Trump rally. We're going to arrest him and put him away." And that was their way of shutting him up, of exposing things in the government against them. So that's like a double.
That's scary.
I mean, I don't know. It could be all bullshit. This is just this is Twitter fucking research right here. But
that's creepy.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
And they're just we're going to shut this guy up one way, and we can make it look worse because we can have the other side hate him for trying to assassinate Trump when really he was, I don't know.
Now that's
I don't know. Like I said, all bullshit, all Twitter research.
That's playing two sides of a coin. That's
5D chess.
That's advanced. That's advanced.
It's smart though, because think about how headlines influence everything.
Everything. Like I said, I just read the headline that it was a third assassination.
So yeah, this guy's definitely trying to assassinate Trump. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
If that's the case, that's insane.
Yeah, and it'll also be the third guy registered as a Republican trying to assassinate. Trump
trying to assassinate him. Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, someone wants Donald Trump quieted.
It seems that way.
That's insane,
sure
man.
Seems that way.
It's the guy not even in power is the one getting the attempts on him.
And you think about it, here's the 6D chess version.
Uh-oh.
Now you got to make your Secret Service look good. The local police in Coachella look good. That they stopped it and they shut up the guy that's doing this. And dude, it's I don't know.
That's insane. I did not get that deep into it. Like I said,
this is bullshit Twitter research, but.
Hey, how many times is
There's
Twitter
word
right?
out on it. There's word out. A lot of people are saying, I know that guy, and he was exposing big things in the government. Oof. And then they put him away.
And then they probably scrubbed this page like everybody else.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no social media history.
But the crazy thing, X is better at it than the CIA.
They are.
The last guy who did it at the golf course.
Yep.
They ended up getting the screenshots of everything that this guy was posting, who followed him, who he was following.
Yep.
Before
they found his old videos talking about going to fight in the Ukraine. Yeah, they had everything way before the CIA did.
That's insane. What is this guy doing with his life, man? Hey, I'm recruiting people to go fight in the Ukraine.
Yeah, we're putting together a team.
That's not insane. This guy is totally sane, Yeah, he's
wild shit going on in the world right now.
And then did he see the part 2 that he had a CIA handler? The first follow on his account and her first follow
was a
CIA. so it's they were going nuts on that on X.
Well, we're on an anti-CIA binge right here. What do you think about our boy Mike Baker coming on to Rogan every 3 weeks?
The YouTube comments on that are pretty hysterical. Every 6 months, it seems like
it's like, oh, it's about time for a
yeah.
Mike Baker episode.
Due for Mike Baker this
so
week.
we could talk about Scooter and fuck.
Yeah, his sons. But it is funny, though. Everybody's op now, or controlled opposition, it seems like.
Well, that's the thing, is like you flood enough people to be fakes that now everybody can be considered a fake.
Well,
and now you throw in AI, dude, and it's over.
It's over.
You don't know what's real.
There was an AI video with a lady talking to me, and she goes, "I am completely AI," and I'm like, "That's impossible." How is this reality?
Have you seen like the photos that they're taking, like and like making them move now? Like I know we always had like the Sing one that was like kind of like a joke, but
like the Harry Potter
you know the
thing?
one with the guy and the girlfriend, and he's looking back at the other girl.
No.
It's always like the meme or whatever.
Yes.
They turn that photo. They have the girl turn around and fucking go and punch the guy.
Really?
Yeah, and it moves, and it's like, dude, it looks like legit. Like it looks completely real.
Someone
I'm like,
recorded.
what the hell, dude?
That's insane.
Dude, it's wild.
Did you happen to see the Tesla? Like
The rocket catch or the
not the
cab?
rocket. Well, that one looks a little fishy.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical.
Oh,
on
you're
space
off on
trip.
the rocket?
Yeah, that one kind of looked like it was played in reverse a little bit. The clouds are moving way too fast in that video. And his tech boys were way too hyped. Like, I wouldn't get that excited about a rocket landing. I'm sorry. Yeah,
But they caught it.
yeah, I caught it.
They caught it.
Yeah, because they played the video in reverse. Watch the clouds in that video, dude.
Oh man.
They're moving quick, dude.
Oh, you're messing me up right now.
They're moving quick. But no, the Tesla thing was with the robots.
Oh yeah, pouring the drinks and stuff.
Optimum or whatever. The hell it's called. Yeah, they're gonna be personal. That dude, you know the first, and this sounds, it's bad that I think about this,
Yeah.
but everyone's like, oh yeah, they're gonna be awesome. They're gonna be able to cut your grass. There you go, dude. They're gonna attack somebody.
Yeah, easy.
Like you're gonna see these things walking around, and it's just gonna be like, I don't even want to say it because it's bad. I'm gonna write it out for you, and I'm gonna hold it up.
Oh man.
Because I don't even want, like I said, I don't even want to think about it, but carry it out by itself. Think about that,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I program it to do it, and then
That's it.
who's stopping that?
Yeah, it's a robot.
Who stopped? That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
It was like,
and then how do you assign people to them?
It's nuts, dude. Like it scared that scares me a little bit.
The robots?
The robots.
Yeah, the robots are gonna be.
Because like I said, it's all about the programmer, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to tell you, no, I don't do that. Okay, and then all of a sudden, some genius is going to be able to fucking hack it in this 60 seconds.
Dude, they got these like video games now that they go and let you play every video game from PlayStation 1 to like whatever. Like, dude, some dude hacked something and figured out how to do that.
Well, the crazy...
They can't figure out how to bypass a robot?
I was watching one of those ex-CIA guys on a podcast.
Yeah.
And he was talking about where you plug in your phone.
Yeah.
And, like, he'll take a picture of you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he'll, like, upload that picture and he'll find every single picture of you in 30 seconds. That's on the internet.
Oh
where you do,
God.
what you do, where you work, where you live, everything.
That's dark web shit, too.
Dude,
If you
it's
look at
insane.
The dark web's scary, man.
So, like I said, now you're creating an army of fucking robots,
Yeah.
dude? Come on.
Now give the army of robots a microwave gun, dude. It's over.
It's nuts.
We all got headaches.
You're going to need microwave guns.
We all got CTE.
And that's a good segue. That'll get us into our DEWs, Direct Energy Weapons
Oh!
segment.
This is the Hawaii thing I was talking about.
This is your Hawaii thing.
All right, so before we get into the actual weapon, how fucking weird is it that the police guy from the Vegas shooting became the police commissioner?
He was the chief of police in Hawaii.
Chief of police in Hawaii.
In Maui.
How do you go from Vegas to Hawaii from one disaster to another?
And the real
Talk about failing upwards.
the real crazy thing about the Vegas thing, he was just like head of disaster
Yeah.
scenarios or something like
Yeah.
that. And then all of a sudden he's the chief of police in Maui.
Yeah, they just decided to say, hey, you want a promotion? Something's going to happen in Vegas, and we're going to tell you that this is what happened.
He's our inside guy in Vegas, and now he's going to be our inside guy in Maui.
Yeah, promotion.
It's a little sketchy.
It's a little. That's the weirdest thing about the whole thing to me. Not even like the fires, not even the Vegas shooting, but just the fact that this guy failed upwards.
Well, I painted my
Like
whole...
if you work at a factory or you work at a nuclear power plant and you cause a nuclear explosion, you don't get promoted to another higher job at another nuclear power plant.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But, hey, maybe you do get promoted when you did the job well.
That's usually how it goes.
Right? He did what he was supposed to do, maybe.
That's kind of what it feels like.
A little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll lead us into direct energy weapons.
All right.
Well, the parallel to Hawaii and direct energy weapons is the conspiracy of HARP, and they shot a blue beam down and started the fires.
Right.
They started the fire. They're saying that the government started the fires to or a corporation
Yep.
to burn out whatever was there and be able to buy up the land at a cheap price.
Yep. Get out a lot of the natives.
And because people wouldn't be able to rebuild at the cost of what it would cost to rebuild after a disaster.
Money. Stupid money.
So that's one theory on the Hawaii thing. But these are ones that we actually know about that came to fruition and are, yes, we do have these.
And speaking about it, we talked about our infrastructure bills last episode in Nashville. The Hawaii payouts were also
$700.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting for the amount of aid we send around the world.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, aren't there, children missing? And
yeah. No. A bunch of children went missing.
And the other crazy thing about Hawaii, too, real quick, because we're going off on a Hawaii tangent.
Oh, yeah.
Is they have one of the best alarm systems for tsunamis there.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they sound the alarm?
Do you remember their reasoning?
Yeah, they didn't want the people running up to the fire.
Yeah, because they thought the people would have ran towards the fire once they set the alarm.
How dumb do you think people are?
How advanced a system is that your system means, hey, run towards danger?
It's insane, dude. It's insane.
It's unbelievable. It's illogical.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. But the first one on our list is the heart attack gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you ever hear of the heart attack?
I know the heart attack gun. So we're talking about the Church Commission.
The Church Commission in 1975. Now, this guy, he was sick and tired of
the CIA?
The CIA.
Yeah.
And basically called an investigation into their agency.
And all the illegal things the CIA was doing.
MK Ultra, the JFK assassination.
Yep.
All these he called it to kind of out the CIA.
Yep.
Well, the CIA ended up destroying a lot of their documents, but what they were forced to show
was in the 60s, they created a gun that fired a projectile made of ice filled with shellfish toxins that would cause a heart attack.
That's insane.
The dart would enter the body, leave a small red dot, melt away with no evidence, and just mimic as if the person just died of natural causes with a heart attack.
It's crazy.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
They developed this gun. Didn't come out till 75.
That they had it. And it was confirmed. The video is nuts. If you go and look up, the Church Commission.
They're playing with the gun. The senators are, looking through the thing.
Yeah.
They're laughing. They're playing with the gun.
He has the gun in his hand.
It's real. This is fact. This isn't conspiracy theory. I know we're talking about a bunch of wild shit, but this is watch the video.
They have a heart attack gun.
The CIA made a heart attack gun in the 60s.
And this is James Bond shit though.
Yeah.
This is something out of a book, out of a movie.
A bullet that melts inside of you.
But you think about it, it's the ultimate warfare.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to assassinate somebody.
Yeah.
Without anybody fucking knowing.
Yeah.
You walk by on the street.
Yeah, you talk about they used to have food testers for people when they were trying to poison their food. No, dude, they just pop a little red dot in your elbow, dude. And
even with food testers, though, they would know that he would be poisoned because they would find out afterward. They would be able to find out that he had, oh my God, cyanide.
No, this is just a little dart.
Yeah.
And now you have a heart attack.
And you have a heart attack. And it disappears after you have the heart attack.
What's crazy about that, too, is the biology. Where the fuck are they finding the shellfish that causes a heart attack? Think about how advanced they were in the 60s that they're finding shellfish that cause heart attacks.
I know. Well, they were doing a lot of operations like MK Ultra. Yeah. So they were getting a lot of information on what works and what doesn't.
That's the craziest thing is you think about, the 60s and how, the computers were, nothing compared to what we have in our pocket today. They did absolutely nothing. But here they are creating biological weapons from shellfish toxins to mimic a heart attack.
Yeah.
With a projectile made of ice that melts away in the body once it was shot.
Yep. It causes you a massive heart attack.
So it's
giving you a widow man.
They were not advanced.
They were advanced. Well, like they say, DARPA is 3 generations ahead of it.
Yeah.
So whatever we know.
Right.
They are 2 or 3 ahead. So they probably had fucking smartphones in the 60s.
Yeah, they might have.
If they have heart attacks.
It did kind of come out of nowhere, the Apple phone, the iPod, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You think they just had the technology and they were like, hey, I found a guy, Steve Jobs.
What are you talking about? They just watched an episode of Star Trek and they saw that you could talk to people on a screen. And that's where they got the idea from, dude. Clearly.
It is just funny how these these Wonder Boy kids pop up and then just have the inventions and to push out to the public. Apple, Facebook.
Yeah, Microsoft.
And they're always like these Wonder Boy entrepreneur kids.
It started in my garage.
Yeah, I dropped out of college and then I founded Apple or Microsoft.
But none of them are like MK Ultra, like the Unabomber. You know, they all get MK Ultra'd. The next weapon is called Thor. Thor.
They make cool RVs.
So you think about like him throwing his lightning bolts from the sky. Like that's what his thing was. This is
a public service announcement. The Thor RVs have nothing to do with this weapon.
Yeah. Well, Thor is a mega microwave gun.
Oh.
And it's used to destroy like large swarms of drones.
Oh, that's what we were just talking about. That big thing.
It will just kill the drones.
It looks like a trailer with a satellite
dish
on top of it.
It's literally in like a truck trailer, a semi-truck trailer. And it opens up in the back.
Yeah.
And it rotates. So it's able to like spin on like a satellite dish or whatever. Yeah. And if there's flying projectiles,
brings them down.
They'll just kill the electrical system that shoots the wave at them.
Yep.
And it just melts their electrical systems and they fall out of the sky.
It's crazy.
Large swarms, though. So this is like a mega wave, too. So it's not just like, one, it takes a while.
Yeah.
No, it'll be like 50 drones coming in at it.
Yeah.
And it'll just wipe them all out.
It's like that movie with, like White House Down, Black Hawk Down, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The third one where they had all the drones come over like the lake or whatever? Yep. Yeah. Take all those down.
Yeah, that's what they're using for Havana Syndrome on a mega scale.
Right.
To take out weapons nowadays. The next one is the Iron Beam.
Iron Beam.
This is by the Israelis. They use it. This is going to be...
They got to do something with all the money we're sending them.
Well, something they got to do, right? They got to spend it somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, they have the Iron Dome, right?
Yeah. Where
they fire... If they're getting attacked, rocket launches from wherever, Gaza, Iran, or Hezbollah...
Whoever's bombing them.
Whoever's bombing them, they're able to shoot down the rockets with their system, but it takes a projectile. You got to like one for one only. So it costs millions of dollars to
I can imagine.
upkeep. Each rocket is, I couldn't even tell you how much each one is.
Yeah.
But you got to aim one and hit one, aim one and hit one. So if they shoot over 50, you got to shoot 50 projectiles to stop them.
Oh, jeez.
Well, with the Iron Beam, it is a 300 kilowatt laser that shoots down projectiles.
They got Star Wars?
This is Star Wars. This is a fucking laser, dude, that shoots a rocket and will
Is this real?
This is all real. These are all real.
This is like legit?
These are legit.
Oh.
These are legit. And it's only going to cost a couple of dollars per shot.
Pew pew.
Yeah, but the hard thing is with it is it takes a long time to cool down. So they're creating systems to keep the laser cool at all times.
Oh, man.
So it's intense, dude. Like it's crazy what they got. Futuristic like warfare is nuts.
It's awful.
It's nuts.
It's the downfall of society.
Now, we'll get into what China has. They have a thing called Starlink killers. Project Kalina.
Starlink by Elon Musk.
Starlink killer. Yeah, all satellites. They attack satellite dishes.
Oh.
So anything in outer space, they have Project Kalina. And they shoot down satellites. They destroy satellites. They basically melt them.
What?
Yeah. So, like Space Force... you got Space Force now, right?
Yeah.
And that's not to fight aliens, and it could be. But Space Force is kind of in charge with everything in outer space, satellites, the space shuttle, everything up there. So, and they have the responsibility of, like, repairing and upkeep of these satellites, too. So their biggest threat is Starlink killers, that they shoot fucking lasers at our satellites, which will destroy our communication, our internet, and everything else with it. Jesus. So you got to protect them somehow or some way, and
then you start Space Force.
This one's a nuts one. You ever hear of Nikola Tesla?
Oh yeah.
You know how he created a wireless system of energy to direct power.
Yeah.
Wirelessly, without an outlet, without wires, without everything. He was doing it transatlantic and everything like that.
Yeah.
Well,
this guy, and it's believed that he created an energy source that was endless.
Endless, right? Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's why he died.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Well, now they have called Projects Power and Project Swell. Power is persistent optical wireless energy relay. So this is where they're going to be able to set up a transmitter
Yeah.
in wherever in the world, and they're going to be able to shoot a power source to this transmitter. And like, let's say it's a army base in Iraq. So instead of laying all the infrastructure down of running generators and having ground lines and wires and everything to run your computer system, you're just going to have a transistor there that receives it, and it's going to be powered throughout the plant like Wi-Fi.
Jeez.
But it's all electrical. Your lights are going to work. You're going to be able to run a washing machine there. You're going to be without gasoline.
Oh, wow.
So that's the thing they're working on. And then Power Swell is that, but with satellites. So it'll shoot up to a satellite, and the satellite will shoot down anywhere in the world and generate this power source.
That's nuts.
That's insane to think about, right?
Well,
like-
you might need it.
like
If
you
we
won't
get
ha-
hit with like a solar flare or an EMP or something, we're done.
But just think about that. You don't plug in your computer to charge it.
It just shoots energy.
It just
from the
shoots
sky.
energy into your fucking computer, dude. Your lights work with we just had a major storm. Guess what? It doesn't matter because we still have lights. We still have electricity.
That's insane.
Like, it doesn't knock down power lines. Yeah, it's a transfer of power at the speed of light around the globe. So that's Project Power.
Yeah, that'll help you think about how much like Niagara Falls powers, and then like if you could, I know we ship a lot to out west where they don't have that amount of power to drink, but
Yeah.
if you could just shoot it from the sky.
But you wouldn't have to generate power. Like, this machine's going to generate power.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. It's like a Tesla coil, where
Yeah.
a Tesla coil generates its
They'll
own
never
cell.
let that fly though, because they won't let the energy companies go.
What are you talking? They'll make you pay astronomical amounts to be on their system.
Oh,
You're always going to
you
have.
think it'll be government monopolized energy?
Yeah. You're going to have endless power. It's never going to be an outage.
Monopolized by the government.
And you're going to pay $200 for the subscription.
But how much money does the government get from oil and gas companies and the electric solar companies? And all
They're
these
not going to
people?
power your car. They're going to keep that going. They're going to say that doesn't work.
That doesn't work for that.
That doesn't work for that. It only works for your computer and your Black Mirror on your cell phone. But that pretty much sums it up for fucking Direct Energy Web.
I just one special note here. We've been talking about MK Ultra in almost every single one of our conspiracy episodes.
Everything goes back to it.
There's a little subproject 54 in MK Ultra, developed by our naval force, called Project Perfect Concussion, where the Navy was trying to generate a way of erasing memories and give concussions without touching individuals.
That's insane.
So if you want to see like maybe the beginning of Havana syndrome,
Right there.
might be a subproject of MK Ultra.
MK, it all goes back to MK Ultra, dude. MK Ultra is the most evil thing ever. And like I said, the one thing that I always thought about is like with the Havana syndrome in 2016,
Yeah.
is was it self-inflicted?
That's the biggest thing. I just think of the ability to quiet whistleblowers. Like how much.
Yeah.
That's all I think about with our government. That's all I think about with our 3-letter agencies is just like, what do they need on you to just be able to stop you and make sure you do exactly what they do?
A heart attack gun and a microwave. Found out today. That's it.
See you next week.
See ya.